When I was a baby, I was hit with mold infections because there's a leak through our old house. My mom took me to doctors, and I was like, how can I fix this?
That sounds like our traditional healthcare system. What is wrong with our traditional healthcare system?
Well, what's wrong with...
Most kids get their dopamine off of screens. They're constantly on the screen, so their dopamine is pleased and happy. But you want to train your body to have your dopamine pleased and happy by life, talking, playing, reading, biohacking, all these fun stuff.
Sounds like you're living life like how I was when I was a kid.
We try to live life just like my parents lived life.
Today on the podcast, we have Love and Legend Lolli.
Joining us now are Love Lolli and Legend Lolli, young media stars, wellness advocates, and on-camera hosts from Biohack Yourself. This episode is about to go next level.
Some of the bad people that want to make all America sick. Maybe since the grown-ups are smart, we could feed the bad foods to the kids. Then they'll grow up sick.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Our generation is the sickest generation. I've probably said this a million times in all my interviews. That's what I want to change. That's why I was interviewing all these experts. That's why I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm joining the Biohack Yourself documentary.
What's the top thing that you learned from all these biohackers as you're interviewing them?
Well...
Welcome to another episode of a Healthy Point of View podcast. I'm your host, Sam Tejada, and as usual, we're bringing experts from all over the world to talk about health, wellness, beauty, and mindset. Today's podcast, this is going to be a little bit different today. This is going to be my first time interviewing kids, but these are not your ordinary kids. These are the Biohack Yourself kids. You've probably seen them all over the different conferences, the biohacking events, interviewing people on TV, acting, doing all that fun stuff. And today, they're at a Healthy Point of View podcast. We're going to talk about true longevity. True longevity starts not when you're 50, not when you're 60. It starts when you're a kid. It starts when you're young. That's how we're really going to be able to live until we're about 150, right? Starting early. So today on the podcast, we have Love and Legend Lolli. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us on your podcast. I love the intro,
Thank
by
you
the
so
way.
much. Yes.
Absolutely.
The intro was amazing.
You know, it's a healthy point of view. We got to make it full of energy. We got to be vibrating at that high frequency is what we say, right?
You need a healthy point of view so you can be healthy when you have that point of view and that mindset to be healthy.
I love that. That. So, Love and Legend. So, you guys have been acting for quite a while, and you guys love doing storytelling. So, I want to talk about how you got into acting and storytelling. Love, why don't you go ahead and start and tell the listeners and viewers about your career in acting?
Well, my mom booked pregnant jobs when I was in my mom's tummy, literally. I was acting since I was in my mom's tummy, and then when I came out at 14 days old, I started my acting and modeling career where I was doing acting, modeling, I was booking jobs, print commercials, and then around 5 when I started talking, I started doing more scripted jobs, and I was enjoying it, and my camera life was home to me. I would wake up to do an audition happy, I would run straight to the background and I would be ready, camera ready, I love the camera myself.
You like being in front of the camera or behind the camera?
In front of the camera.
Awesome.
Yes.
What about you, Legend?
Well, my acting started when I was 2 months old, honestly. I loved it when I was 2 months old. I had so many fun auditions. They weren't like now auditions when the kids get older. They're giving them horror movies and all that. I'm like, I might as well switch to biohacking. It might be better.
Well, I'm happy you brought that up because I want to talk about, at what point did you guys realize that health is the true mission versus everything else that you were doing?
Well, while I was acting at about 2 years old, I got this lymph node from this fever, and then we kept on acting, and then I started doing my scripted jobs, and at about 6 years old, the lymph node was still there because we thought it was going to go away, but then it was there and it was a little bit like, why?
So you got sick.
Yes. So
Okay.
like the lymph node was literally, we would do pictures. My mom went to doctor, cranial, sacral, would do everything, but it just won't go away. So we jumped into the biohacking space along with Legend. And Legend, you want to say?
Yes, and along with her, she had a golf ball sized lymph node. And before that happened, before she was 2 and she got it, when I was a baby, I was hit with mold infections because there was a leak through our old house. And then I got like that misdiagnosed twice or 3 times, I forgot. But my mom took me to like doctors and doctors, and I was like, how can I fix this? And my parents were like dragging me around places because they wanted to fix me. So, and now I'm fixed, so I'm really thankful.
So Legend, you said you were going to doctor to figure out what was going on. That sounds like a traditional healthcare system, right? So what is wrong with our traditional healthcare system?
Well, what's wrong with, I'm not saying everyone's bad, right? There could be holistic ones they're trying to do the best, they're doctors, but they don't know that they're doing the wrong thing. Because some doctors, they feed the kids medicine and then it makes them get more sicker.
Right.
So that's why my mom took me to those ones, and without her knowing that they were bad. And then they asked her, "Oh, he has cancer." And then she said, "Maybe let's go to another doctor and ask him if it's the same thing." She went and asked another doctor. He said, "Oh, he has Lyme disease." She says, "Maybe I could go to another one." She went to another one. "Oh, he has autism." And then she went to another one. And this one was a holistic one. She actually knew what was wrong and she knew what was right.
So that's after the first opinion, second opinion, third opinion.
Yeah.
Finally, we found someone who does holistic functional medicine that was able to get to the root cause and figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
All right. But what about you, Love? Like, going to doctor with the golf-sized lymph node, how did that feel?
Well, I felt what is happening to me because it was a little bit different. Instead of doctors that my brother went to, we went to cranial sacral. Well, they would do actual jobs. They would give me everything, and it just won't go away. So we chose to take matters into our own hands and make our documentaries and kind of ask all the experts that really know. And now, it's gone.
So I watched the documentary, right? And I went to the red carpet premiere as well.
Yes.
Last year in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So that documentary, you got to meet a tremendous amount of biohackers, and not just any biohackers. These were like the top of the top biohackers around the world.
I wouldn't say all of them were top of the top, but a lot of them were.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, those were like the best of the best out there. So dealing with these people, how did you feel being under their care?
Well, I loved interviewing them myself with my brother because we were learning a lot and we were doing this not only for us, but for our generation too, because our generation is the sickest generation. I've probably said this a million times in all my interviews and podcasts that I've been to because I really want them to know that. Why is this happening? Why is our generation the sickest generation? Because that's what I want to change. That's why I want to fix it. And that's why I was interviewing all these experts. That's why I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm joining in the Biohack Yourself documentary. So I went in there and I was like, okay, let's go. I was chop, interview. And we healed me, my brother, and hopefully some of the alpha generation.
Nice.
Do you know why the alpha generation is the sickest? Many people don't know this. Some of the bad people that want to make the whole America sick, right? They say, maybe since the grown-ups are smart, we could feed the bad kids, the bad foods to the kids, and then they'll grow up sick. they come up sick and they succumb to the bad people. And I'm like, no, that's not happening. They have their own rights and they can eat healthy foods.
So they try to poison the kids,
Yeah.
so then you get sick, and then you fall into this whole reactive medicine where all they do is put you on all these pharmaceuticals
And
for
then
the
you
rest of
get
your
more
life.
sick and then more
Right.
sick. They get more money. They get more money.
So they're profiting off of you being
Yeah.
sick. Oh boy, that's not good.
Mhm.
What's the top thing that you learned from all these biohackers as you're interviewing them? What was like the top number one thing you learned?
The top number one thing is take care of your body. Don't just rush everywhere, like go everywhere, make your mind stressed
Mm-hmm.
itself, like go everywhere, go to doctors, not find the answers. Just, step back, take a break and kind of think about it. What am I going through? What does it need? And what can I do to help it?
Yeah.
And that's what they told me, and that's how my lymph node went away, and that's how his misdiagnosis went away.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
Legend, when you were interviewing all these biohackers, were they like these doctors and scientists? Were they using like big words that you can't understand?
Well, only like one or two of them did stuff like that because I'm not like the ultimate guy that knows everything. So like I only I knew a few stuff.
So they did a good job really explaining it to you as kids so you could understand it.
Yes.
What did you learn, Legend?
I learned to like use these type of supplements. These ones help this and these ones help these from the interviews in Biohack Yourself.
Well, the ones we use is fish oil, perfect amino, BPC 157 supplement, and let me see if I can name a few more. I think that's it. Yeah.
What kind of benefits you get from the BPC 157?
Well, I wake up in the morning energetic, and the benefits is amazing to your body. You wake up and you're like you're goal oriented. You're ready to start your day biohacking all the way.
That.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's the way it should be. Legend, you know, you guys have a brother-sister bond here through the Biohack Yourself.
Yes.
You know, what you guys are doing,
Yeah.
interviewing. How is it working with your sister?
It's really fun. We get to bond also, and it's yeah.
Oh, thank you. High five.
How is it working with your brother?
Well, it's amazing working with my brother, and it's also really funny because he makes jokes. He says funny stuff during our interviews, So I love working with him because we're like a brother and sister, and it's always like if a brother and sister is working together in one thing, they're unbreakable. And that's what we learned because we've met a lot of brothers or two sisters or a brother and sister company, and they're very strong and their company is all over the place, and that's why we're doing this too, since we're brother and sister.
That's amazing. So who's the serious one and who's the funny one?
Funny one, and I'm serious, but I'm funny and serious, but I need to be serious when I'm serious, and I need to be funny when I'm funny. He's just funny all the way. He does his things. He lays down.
You're the boss lady.
Yeah, I'm the boss lady. That's right. That's what you call it.
But when I was a kid, when I was like a little baby, I was boss baby.
I was gonna say
Boss baby.
when you was a kid. So you're a boss baby. What is a boss baby?
Like the movie Boss Baby, he's like a boss.
Yeah, it's basically about this baby bossing around the whole house, but that movie. Then my brother always laughs about it and acts like it because he's the younger child, and it was about a younger child bossing the whole household, getting his things. So my brother kind of reflects that a little bit. I don't know, but like it's his way of saying, yeah.
Nice. So you guys have these new glasses that you guys came out with.
Yes.
The Biohack Yourself Kids glasses.
Yes.
So what are these glasses for?
Well, kids who have phones and iPads, and sometimes if they don't have a limit, they're just going to put the screen to their eyes really close, because sometimes they just are so like into it that they don't even realize that so much blue light is going into their eyes, and it ends up hurting them, and they end up becoming nearsighted, having to wear like optical glasses, and that's not what I want for my generation. So we created the Biohack Yourself kids glasses to protect their eyes from the blue light. And also, kids out there, put your phones farther from your eyes and wear your Biohack Yourself kids glasses.
Yeah, minimizing that blue light exposure.
Yes.
So, Legend, that blue light exposure, we all know that it's really bad, especially at night. What do you do with your screens at night? Do you minimize screen time at night?
We don't really do it at night. Only like if it's a Sunday and we're going to like the movies, we go at night because I also like playing and doing biohacking stuff. So when you do it at night, it judges up your like eyesight. So you go to bed like you can't go to bed that early because then you keep on waking up, and so you could only do that sometimes. And it's best if you wear goggles like those our blue-ray glasses, protecting glasses. Anyone is fine. But the ones with ours, we thought, oh, we were good. When I got my iPad, my mom told me to put them on. I was putting them on. And then when I went to this event, the one that you hosted, the Blu-ray glasses one, guys, the tent.
Well,
They said, oh, these ones don't actually protect your eyes. It's actually just regular fake glasses.
Oh,
So
wow.
then we're going to fix it soon.
Yeah, we're
So
thinking
now-
of stuff, but during our screen, we are very careful. We have a 45-minute limit, and we have a rule: 1 month off of screen and 1 week on. And that 1 week, it's not even just like 1 week on, you can have screens all day. No, we actually have to clean our rooms. We have to do all our biohacking modalities. We have to read healthy books, and then we do our 45 limit, and then we go play with our friends, and that's how the week goes until the rest of the month we take off. And that's how our dopamine pays attention to life dopamine, not screen dopamine, because most kids get their dopamine off of screens because they're constantly on the screen, so their dopamine is pleased and happy. But you want to train your body to have your dopamine pleased and happy by life, talking, playing, reading, biohacking, all these fun stuff.
Sounds like you're living life like how I was when I was a kid.
Really? Yes.
Yeah, because
We
we
try
never
to-
had these screens.
Yeah, we try to live life just like my parents live life, just like you live life. We try to do that. And we also don't want to just do like off screens. We also want to know what's out there and test out, but we do very limited. So that's how we.
Yeah, I like that
Work.
protocol that you said, like what you have to do so you could get the 45 minutes. I think you guys should actually put that protocol together so other parents
Yeah.
can implement it
Well,
in their house.
we can put it in an article in one of our magazines, like
Nice.
that's my idea. Like we could do that.
So that magazine, you guys have been able to interview some like top-notch people around the world. And you guys recently were just in Dubai in meeting Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to talk about that experience. How was it meeting Andrew Tate?
Oh, it was great. He was a very nice guy. He was very nice, polite, and he taught me a lot, like he answered every question the way it needed to be answered, and he also helped my generation know. And I kind of asked questions like more dad and daughter oriented about how their relationship, and I also asked biohacking questions, and he answered them literally perfect. So I love the experience. Like everything was great, perfect, good going.
That's
That
awesome.
was one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. Legend. But do you remember what he had in his refrigerator?
Only water. He only eats once a day. I'm like, why? And I'm like, maybe that's good for him, but I like eating a lot. But we both have different bodies. We all have different bodies. So he craves like only once a day, which a lot of you could do if you guys are like on a fast.
Right.
Like with the soup, like the soup that like people buy that only works at fasting. And yeah.
You talk about like the bone broth soup?
Yeah, basically kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what other cool people have you guys been able to like interview and meet?
Well, I interviewed Lindsay Lohan, and actually that was one of my favorites because, and she was in a hurry, but I still ask her some good questions about how she biohacks herself and her kids,
Okay.
and how she's going with her acting career. And like, I liked interviewing her because she was also a child actor and she was doing stuff as a child, so she kind of related to me when I came to her, and she related to me because I'm also doing stuff as a kid and I was acting, so I kind of felt related in a way with acting and childhood career.
That's
So,
pretty cool.
yeah, that's what I like the most.
Legend, what about Brian Johnson?
Brian Johnson. He's actually a really cool guy. He does a lot of biohacks and he fasts maybe a lot. And yeah.
How was that experience? Did you guys have fun going to his
Well,
house?
yes,
Oh,
we
yeah.
had fun. I had fun decorating the cake with all his blueprint supplements, and it was really fun to see him do it because the idea was to hold the cake with all his supplements all over, and the name of his company, Blueprint, and he held the cake and had 150 as if he turned 150 years old, and he was anti-aging, and it's the new world, and now the new world is all technology of biohacking.
Wow, 150 years old.
Yes,
That would be
that's-
amazing.
yeah, that's the idea.
I think one day someone will live to 150.
Yeah, well, like if back then, when Jesus was alive, they were living to 150, and now we're only living to like 80. But like, if we can change the world, we can start getting back to those times, but still with new technology, we can still live to 200.
Yeah,
that's
because-
my goal. 150 is me, or even 200.
Well, my grandma, for the first time, like, I bought Instagram to, like, test it out, and I was like, I don't want it anymore. But when I got it, I saw this a picture with, like, a grandma holding a sign, and then 200th birthday, it said. And I'm like,
200th birthday.
We also made a little bit of an article in one of our magazines. I think it was the Lara one, about this guy. His name was Harold. We met him at a restaurant, literally so random. He had balloons, and he was turning 102 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and his wife was there, his daughter.
Did he look
his daughter's
102 years
husband.
old?
Well, no, he actually looked 70.
70?
Yeah, he looked like he was 70 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so literally we stopped by, we were talking to him, we were complimenting him about it, and then we went to go eat, and we actually ended up going to his house and putting an article about him, and me and my brother ended up interviewing him at his house, and we did a whole podcast together, like a mini one with a little recorder, and we actually, now he's in the magazine, and now we can let everyone know it is possible.
That's amazing.
From Harold, that guy, it is possible.
It is possible.
If Harold can live to 102, you can too.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Legend, what are your top 3 health habits that kids should follow?
top 3 or 10?
No, only 3. Only 3.
Okay.
Even though they should probably follow at least 10, but we
Yeah.
could do 3 for the sake of the show.
3, PEMF, red light therapy, and supplements.
Mm.
And one more for the 4th, Juvent. It's
Okay.
this like thing where it like gives like a force where it like shakes like your legs. I forgot what it's called, but it like vibrates you, gives me strong bones, taller.
Well,
makes
my
you
favorite biohack is the hydrogen. And basically, hydrogen, you plug it into the machine. The machine puts hydrogen water, and it's the smallest molecule in the whole entire earth that can actually go into your cells and and regenerate them. But like, sure, you can drink water from the cup, but it just goes out through your cells and around them. But hydrogen is the best. You put it in your nose and then it goes and connects to the
Oh,
machine.
you do the one that you breathe? Because there's
Yeah.
the one that you drink also.
No, it's not the one that you drink. You put it in your nose and it just puts hydrogen and it's
Okay.
like a whole connective wire, and literally it can actually go into your cells and regenerate them, and that's the best biohack for kids. Like you can start like 4 years old and up maybe for that appropriate age, and that's why I love it, because I'm going to do it my whole life so my cells stay like young and healthy. Because if your cells are young and healthy, you're going to be young and healthy. But if your cells are smushed and clumped and frail, you might not live that long.
Right.
But hydrogen can actually make you live really long, and that's why it's my favorite biohack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could. And that's also a really good biohack, yeah.
What's the first biohack you do first thing in the morning?
We do like I do the red light, like I do 3 in a row, because so I put the PEMF, like I told you, under my back, and then the red light over me, and I set it up to for my grandma too, and then I put the red light, the tiny ones, on my forehead, and then the one just for your head, and then I put one, and then I went on the Juvent, and then yeah.
Yes,
What about you?
My routine is, I wake up, I do the regular stuff like brush teeth, everything. But then when I go downstairs, my biohacking morning starts. So I take my supplements, just like I told you earlier, those supplements. Then I go straight to the PEMF mat. And what the PEMF mat does is when it does the little beep, 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 it actually, when your cells are clumped together, it comes and it separates them so they can go flow and live in your body, and that's why I love that too. And then I did the hydrogen, and I do the red light, and red light is basically a technology and a type of sunlight that also goes into your body and kind of gives your body the sunlight and water, just like a plant. A plant needs sunlight and water, and we need sunlight and hydrogen in the biohacking space. And also in the real world, you drink the water and you have the sunlight, and we choose to do that for the biohacking. And then I read my Healthy Happy Kids. It's from Alyssa's song, Dr. Song, and it's from Dr. Song, and it's called Healthy Kids, Happy Kids. And I just lay down there with my biohacking modalities and I read the book. And when I get up, I do my Juvent, and it basically it strengthens your bones, and it shakes and it strengthens your bones, and that's how you can grow taller, stronger, and more muscle and ground.
All right.
Yeah,
What
and
a
talking
biohack.
about hydration, right? The first type of water that was the first molecule, I think my sister said this, but it's the tiniest molecule and the first molecule ever made. Because nowadays, the toilet you flush, right? Fountain water, many greases of poop and pee go in there. And I'm like, why are they trying to feed us parasites and everything? And they say, oh, it's hydrating you. Oh, this water hydrating you. Yes, it gives you water for that second, yes. But hydrogen water is the real hydration.
Yeah. Do you know what my first biohack is in the morning?
Yeah.
What?
Brushing my teeth with natural toothpaste.
Really? Yeah. We also bought this really healthy kit called Super Mouth, and they also made a quick fun movie. It was a short film about the teeth and everything. They do the healthy toothbrushes that clean out all the bad bacteria.
Right.
They make the healthy toothpaste that is not fluoride and chemical. They have the healthy flosses, the mouthwashes, the sprays in your mouth. They have everything, literally. And I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do is brush my teeth with everything.
Are you guys homeschool or you guys go to school?
Homeschool.
Well, we're homeschooled, but we've gone to school. So if you want to talk about the topic, I'm ready.
Yeah. So At schools, like, what do you feel like the kids are different that are not taking care of their health?
Well,
Oh,
yeah. When I was in my private school and I went to Montessori, public school, Orthodox, private. So during then, my mom would always pack me filtered water, big gallons, so I can stay hydrated. And my mom would pack me pickles, peppers, cucumbers, quinoa, greens, and then I would look at my classmates and my friends,
That
and they would
salami,
they would
cheese sticks. They had all those stuff.
sometimes they wouldn't even like get packed their own unhealthy lunches.
All the processed food.
They would actually just take it from the lunch plates, and I'll name a few, which is the chicken nuggets at first. It's not real chicken. It's chickens that
What
have
is it?
been
What's in there?
well, really,
You know,
it's
like-
chickens that have been harmed, hurt, have been sad, and all those hormones, and especially
Oh,
girl
boy.
chickens, like their hormones go into your body, and they can also like depress your tummy or your body. And those chickens have been shot with like chemicals, so they put that in, and then they put breadcrumbs from like breads on the floor, like.
Ugh.
Yeah,
But
like
not just
breadcrumbs,
any
and they cover
chickens.
it up.
What
and
about the cookies at the lunch?
the
Yeah, those are any
cookies?
good?
Oh yeah, don't get me started. Like the wheat plants, they spray the wheat plants actually, and with glyphosates to keep the bugs away. But those glyphosates go into your body when they make it into the whole processed garbage.
So you're saying that the school system can do better with their school?
Yes, and also I've been to a really holistic private schools. I'll name one of them, Center Wellness, and it's a really cool school that they serve healthy lunches. They do everything healthy filtered water, because if some of my classmates didn't get water, like their moms forgot to pack them water, they went to the fountain and they go drink the water, and that makes them dumb. And
Yeah.
that's what John D. Rockefeller wanted. He says, I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. And that's why he wants them to be dumb. Also, the making of sugar, fluoride water, and all the rotten
Yeah.
burgers.
And
So that
talking
kills your
of
brain
chicken.
cells?
Yeah,
Yes.
talking of the chicken.
Oh, yes,
part,
it does.
the chicken nuggets,
We
right?
it's probably made out of that chicken that we have.
It was not. It was
Yeah.
not just any chicken. It's people's leftovers of chicken. They process it. They spray it to look better. And going back more to what the kids eat at school, like they eat cheese sticks and salami, like we just said. But yes, you could eat the cheese stick like once a month or something like that, just to get the taste of it. But honestly, maybe if you're like in a strict family, you just have no cheese stick at all. But me and my parents, they don't like being that strict. They like giving us like taste of something for like just like one like stick.
Yeah, it's good
like
to have
a
like
month or
yeah, it's
something.
good to have one try, but you always got to know that they have to put something there to make it taste good, because sometimes I watch videos and they spray banana sometimes, so you got to be careful with your fruits. They spray them when they're ripe and green, they spray them yellow and then put them in the supermarket.
Yeah, and
So you got to make sure that it says organic, non-sprayed. And then I also watch these videos where they actually take food from the garbage, like garbage food, and they dump them, like some of the food from the garbage. A dumpster truck goes into like this processing factory, and they mix the garbage, they clump it up, they spray them with like these red dyes that are made from squashed bugs, but then they put artificial sugar bad for you, and then they just make it, here you go, your healthy cookie bar or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when my dad was 365 pounds, he used to, my mom used to say, that's unhealthy, you have to eat salads, because my mom, without knowing, she grew up eating biohacking stuff like salads, crab, and everything that was really biohacking.
Little did she know she was eating glyphosates, because
In
in
Brooklyn.
America, in America, they actually spray the food.
They spray the food. So she was like saying, "Oh, Daddy, that's a bad food, right?" And then my dad was actually not getting that worse, but my mom was getting even worse.
So little did she know the mac and cheese that my dad was eating was better than the salads my mom was eating, because they actually spray them worse than the mac and cheese.
Glyphosates, full of glyphosates. Spray this. It's basically like
Poison.
Yeah, like it's basically like how they spray graffiti, like with those spraying things. They spray it, but it's like for food.
Wow. How was it seeing your dad lose all that weight?
Well, it was amazing. I was about 3 to 4. My brother was like just born, and was seeing my dad, and I didn't like waking up every day and seeing my dad like laying on the couch and not being active. So my dad woke up, and one day he woke up and he was like, and my mom also told him, my mom would like take away the mac and cheese. He would always take away the ice cream. Me and my mom and my brother especially put a lot of influence on my dad, because my dad didn't want to grow up fat to influence my brother to then think like, oh, okay, as a boy you can grow up fat, and also me as a daughter, like seeing my dad be unhealthy. So he took that influence and he went right away to the gym every single day, and that's how he became fit.
Yeah.
And watching it was a big change in my mind. And now seeing my dad fit and healthy, we get to play, we get to pillow fight, we get to run around, we get to play at parks, and that's a very happy
really
experience
cool
for
because
me.
when my dad was obese, my dad showed her my sister when she was like only 2 when she got the lymph node. He showed her a picture of obese people. She looked at the photo and she looked at him. Daddy, is that one of you? And then my dad was like, yeah. Or I forgot what he said, but then
my dad was like, wow, okay, now I gotta get going.
Because he went from being big obese to looking like an
we actually in our home we have posters of one of our first documentaries called Fat Lolli to Six Pack Lolli. It was his documentary that he made, and even the posters, it can show him like he was all white and pale when he was like this big, and then when he was very muscle and he had a 6-pack and he was healthy and running, he was way more, his skin was glowing.
Yeah.
And that shows the difference between.
He did bodybuilding too.
Yeah, my sister was like, Daddy, I don't want you to die. Because then after she learned that people can like die, they are like morbidly obese.
Right.
So then he's like, okay, wow, maybe I should do that. So then he started doing a whole documentary, which my sister just told you about, like about his fitness journey. And my mom was a part of that. She became a 2-time world-winning bikini pro. So yeah.
Yes.
So if there's any kids listening to the podcast right now and their parents, mom or dad, are heavily obese, right? What is something that you want to tell those kids?
Well, I want to let them know that whatever they're going through, whatever their parents are going through, there's always a solution to everything. Don't doubt that you are going to have that health problem forever and it's going to be over. Always know that there's hope in something. And by that, you can go to Barnes & Nobles or shop on Amazon for healthy books to read and study all over the place, and you will find your solution somewhere. And one of my books that found both of our solutions was Healthy Kids, Happy Kids, that I told you about earlier by Dr. Song. And that was one of ours, and now we're making our own. And so you gotta let them know, like, guys out there is a solution. Relax.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there is a solution. The people that you kids, if your parents are like obese or anything, tell them don't do this. You could help them because they're not the only ones guiding you. What if they don't know they're doing something bad and you're not doing something bad? So always tell them if they're doing something wrong, and they'll always tell you if you're doing something wrong. So kids, If your parents are eating unhealthy, go tell them to stop it right now.
Yeah. So, Legend, there's a big movement that's been going on for quite a few months. It's called the MAHA movement.
Mhm.
Make America Healthy Again. What does that mean to you?
It means, like, MAHA it's healthy. It's about health. It means, like, people, like, they want people to stay healthy. They want people to, like, all those stuff. Be healthy and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
what it means to me is starting small in your family. Like, if you see your parents take supplements, right away go take your supplement. If you see your friends eating unhealthy, go say, hey, you could eat this instead, and start small, mini steps, and then you'll see your hard work will pay off. Then you can start making shows and documentaries as the MAHA grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And finally, the movement grows, and the government changes his mind to become health advocates.
Nice.
Yes, and I want to compliment RFK for a second because he's doing all of this. And he doesn't want to just spend his, like, probably last 20 years just playing golf. He wants
Let's
to
say
spend it
50 more years.
Yeah, like 50 more years. He wants to spend it on helping the world because he doesn't want to just be selfish and let the world die, because the whole world, it's not just one person just knowing and then they don't pass it on to anyone and nobody else knows. He wants to help other people so they know. He's doing this for our country, and I just really love that about him.
And it's like he's taking a big risk, but I really support him and his movement. And sometimes it's good to take a risk and make sure you're safe in that risk. But RFK, if you're watching this podcast, your hard work is paying off.
Awesome.
It's really
I love
paying
it.
off.
Amazing.
Yes. Make America healthy again.
Yes.
Ooh.
All right. So we're gonna have a little fun here. We're gonna play a quick game. You guys
I
ready?
love games. Like,
Yeah,
yes.
I love games.
So I'm gonna name a biohacker, and you have to answer with only one word that comes to mind when I name the biohacker. Only one word. All right. So we'll start with you, and then Legend, you'll say the word. All right. Gary Brecka.
Well, I know who Gary Brecka is. We actually interviewed him like twice already. Maybe 3 times. I don't know. But like, he's even on the cover of our magazine right here. And, he is not a doctor, but he is also doing a little bit of a tiny movement called the Ultimate Human, where he wants to make your human body ultimate and bring out the ultimate of it, the ultimate health.
So what's one word that comes to mind that describes Gary Brecka?
Well, one word. Let
One
me
word.
see. Mini health advocate.
All right. What about you, Legend?
Ultimate.
Oh, I like that one. All right.
Oh.
What about Dave Asprey?
Dave Asprey. Yes, he was actually in our documentary, and he made up the word biohack. So, I want to thank him for that word because it's kind of like catchy. Like, you're going to bio, but you're going to hack your body.
Is
You're
that the
gonna
word?
hack your
Is that your one word?
biology.
Biohack?
Yes, I can, and I'll describe him by one word. Let me see. Hacking your biology, guy.
All right. Legend?
Dave Asprey, cool.
All right. I can see that.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. Well, I could describe him in one word. The way is biohacking, fasting. Actually, he has like 3 words for himself. He fasts, he's biohacking, he's healthy, and he always makes sure to like walk around and make sure the environment is safe. He's very calm and polite, and he just spreads his healthy, energetic pulse everywhere, and that's how the world feels his energy and goes and gets his supplements and starts
I
doing
kind of
all
feel
the
that
biohacking
energy.
stuff.
You made it.
Yeah,
you
when
made
I
me
was
feel
there,
it.
I felt it. I was like, he loves biohacking.
Yeah.
Young.
Young. All right. Ben Greenfield.
Ben Greenfield, yes. Actually, I had a lot of fun watching him do push-ups with my brothers and a few other guys. And, maybe my brother can take over the word because he's
Six
done,
pack.
Six pack. Okay.
yeah, because he's done the push-up challenge, and he's actually almost beat Ben Greenfield in the push-ups, and they did 103 together. Yeah.
Well, actually, I never wanted to act because honestly, they were telling me to go on his back. I would have done like 20 more, but they were all telling me go on his back. So technically, they're forcing him to win, basically. So yeah.
And then last one, RFK Jr.
RFK Jr., major health advocate, helping the world, selfless, president of health.
President of Health.
Yes.
Kind.
Fine. I like it. Awesome. You guys did very good on that.
Oh, and one more for RFK. Environment awareness.
Yep.
Environment awareness.
Yes.
Which is very important, right?
Leader
Yes.
of health.
Yes. Leader of health.
So, thinking about the future, what are some of your goals that you guys want to accomplish before turning 18?
Well, that's actually 10 years ahead of me. And what do I want to accomplish before there? I want to get as many real estate properties as I can, and I want to become a success to help more people by investing into, charities, biohacking charities. And also, I also feel bad because when I was about 5, we had this idea of me and my brother doing like when the adoption centers, the shelters. Now we're thinking, now we're in the biohacking space, we could put saunas in there, we could put cold plunges in there, and we could find really biohacking health advocate and health driven parents to adopt those children. And I want to accomplish that, and I want to accomplish so many things. I want to help the world just like RFK, but I'm not going to risk it that much, because if you don't want to be healthy, you don't need to. But the main thing is you kind of need to, but it's your choice if you want to stay healthy or if you don't. And obviously it's probably going to be stay healthy.
I like that.
What I want to do when I'm 18, honestly, my goal is to become rich, and then I'm gonna invest a lot of that money into healthy biohacking, foster cares and all that, so they could biohack while they're in foster cares. They could teach their parents if they don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna
Wow.
name it Love and Legend Foundation. That was our idea all
Love
the
and
way
Legend Foundation.
when I was 5 years old. That was our idea, but now it popped up in my head again. I'm like, okay, we're doing it now.
That means it's something important.
Yes.
It's popping up in your head.
Yeah.
Again.
I'm thinking of donating everything, making kids happy, because I'm very selfless. I was born with a lot of empathy, and it's actually crazy empathy. I have so much empathy that I would go sacrifice something, give something. I love my empathy. So I have empathy. I love making kids happy that are not really in a good place by maybe giving them one healthy modality and one toy, and, giving them biohacking foods and everything. I need to go to a charity shelter and make a whole buffet with chefs making healthy
stuff.
Vegetables and fruits.
Changing the world. I
Yes.
love it. So check this out. One of my favorite podcasts is called The Diary of a CEO. You guys probably have heard of it.
Oh, yes, I have.
And,
my dad
yeah.
watches that podcast every day.
Yeah, so Stephen Bartlett, he came out with these conversation cards. So
Really?
what I want you to do, grab that. You're going to go ahead and open it up.
Is this how you open it?
Yep. And then grab a random card from the middle of it. And you could have your brother grab one also.
See,
Mhm.
okay. There. Your legend?
Which way?
Yeah, any card. And then you got to read the card out loud and then answer it. And if you need help, just let your sister know.
Yeah, what's this? Like, I can't really read it.
To read it?
Mm-hmm.
What is the abundance? The abundance here.
Can we record them?
Kind of like
struggle. Obvious.
So what is the unobvious
what is
thing?
the unobvious thing that you struggle with? Legend. What's the unobvious thing that you struggle with?
You can put it there.
Unobvious?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really struggle with stuff. So far I'm so good.
Well, this is what
All right.
This is
I like that.
this is what mine said. If you could be part of any brand or company, part or present, past or present, which would it be and why? Well, we have our own company, so I would be part of our company. I would be a part of it. I would take over the business. When my parents retire, I can come take over the business and be part of that business and become director in chief.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
There you go. Grow into the family business.
Yes.
Amazing.
So let's put it back. Here you go.
So, Love and Legend, as we start wrapping up here for the podcast,
Yeah.
if there's any viewers or listeners out there that resonate with today's message, as you guys being kids in the health and wellness space, understanding biohacking, what is one thing you can leave those viewers and listeners with?
Well, I can leave them with, just like I said earlier, there's always hope in everything.
Hope.
And hope. You got to find hope. That's the word. Hope. 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 And that's why I always find hope in everything. Like we found hope in my lymph node. We found hope in my brother's diagnosis. And that's why I'm going to keep on repeating it, because I just love the word. And I think the word is the way to change the world.
I love it. Legend,
What's the question again?
what's one thing you can leave the listeners and viewers with?
What's one thing? To always stay healthy and go biohack yourself.
All right, go biohack yourself. I love it. Yes, all right. Amazing.
Daddy, you're like cracking up.
So if people want to find you guys, where can they find you guys at?
You can find us on Biohack Yourself Media or at Love Lolli.
And me at Legend Lolli.
And my parents, Teresa Lolli and Anthony Lolli. And that's our Instagram. And you guys can find us and study all about biohacking.
Awesome.
Yes.
Love and Legend, thank you for being on a Healthy Point of View podcast.
Yeah, it was a
Appreciate
pleasure.
Thank you. It was a real pleasure.
Yeah, I loved it. And I loved, expressing everything. Your questions were deep and they were good. And that's why you got everything out of us. And I feel it. You're on the health mission too. That's why you're interviewing us as kids and grown-ups, like everyone.
Amazing.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Guys, you heard it from Love and Legend. See, this proves my case here. A lot of the times, I'm not a doctor, but I'm very active online talking about health and wellness. And sometimes I get a lot of heat talking about, oh, you're not a doctor. You can't talk about health and wellness. You don't have to be a doctor. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to be an adult to be able to take care of your health or understand how to take care of your health. Kids should be able to do this. That's how simple taking care of your health should be. Guys, you heard what Love said. You got to have hope, right? It's not the end. Don't give up. Make sure you have that hope. Make it happen. Go biohack yourself.
Go biohack
sure-
yourself.
That if this message resonates with you, share it with your friends, your family. Make sure you subscribe. Leave all the nice comments. Do all that fun stuff, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yes.